brought this guitar.
Where'd you buy it from?
I bought it at the Pasadena swap meet for $20 so I could play something here.
That's rad.
What, poop butts? National Knife Day? Switchblade buck. Never leave home without it. Cut. No, cut. Okay, poop butts. This is the Coleman grip, which nobody calls it that anymore. Turn your chair a little bit more. No one calls it that anymore. Now they just call it tattooing or whatever they call it. Okay, he usually would use a can of peaches or spinach or some can is what I was told. And he put his foot on this. Sometimes he crosses leg and he grabbed underneath, rest his arm on this leg, put his machine, always using the safety fucking equipment. And this is the true Coleman grip. This is what we were taught. I guess it's just like anything now. Pike lettering is Coleman lettering. If you're on the West Coast, it's Pike lettering. You're on the East Coast, it's Coleman lettering. But this, with your foot up, was supposedly innovated. But, you know, it's human nature. Maybe everyone was fucking doing it. Who fucking knows? But this is the Coleman grip. But it's tattoo time. Story. This one, riding with James Dean. Got it in the hole, Terminal Island, 1988, hand-picked by Sammy King. Sammy King was my cellie in C Block. When I first fell, he was doing 18 years for a bank robbery. He paroled. I stayed on the yard, got in all kinds of fucking trouble, ended up going to the hole for a year. I'm in the hole, Sammy violates his parole, he comes back. We talk to fucking cops into letting us in the same cell. He's real good at hand picking. One time I saw him do a Mickey Mouse with the shotgun, pinstripe suit, everything, smoking hand picker. So I talk him into doing this one. He had done like with a machine like this one and some of my chest. Anyway, I got Gerber, Michelle Bell to do the pattern. We were dating at the time. She's bringing me the sack. I'm in all kinds of trouble. FBI sweating me. Anyway, he hand picks the fucking thing. After he hand picks it, they take us to rec. We cuff up to go to rec because we're in shoe. I come out in my fucking...
Go.
Bank robbery story. It's about my 9th bank robbery. Broke, hooked like a research monkey. Got a cab, took it to this bank. Had Casey wait in the cab. Went in there, cab driver's waiting. He thinks I'm going to cash check. Go in the bank. I have my gun in my pants. Raise my shirt. Teller hides behind the fucking counter. Don't know what the fuck to do. Panic, pull the gun. They load the money up. Grab it. As I walk out the bank, they got a siren on the top. It's going woo, 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 woo. Fucking run to the cab. Cab driver starts backing up. Cab stalls. I'm sitting in the back of the cab. Everyone in the bank's watching me like this, thinking, fuck, what am I going to do? So I start giving Casey money. Cab driver says, I know what it is. Gets out, opens the hood, shakes the wire, starts it, got away. Under 60 seconds. Okay, poop butts. Bank robbery on a bus. First bank robbery I ever did. Me and Casey downtown, broke as a motherfucker, ain't got a cent. Hooked like a research monkey. All the buses come up 8th Street. I'm at 7th and Flower. So I tell her to go to 8th and Flower, and when she sees the buses down the street, raise her hand. I'm at 7th and Flower, bank's across the street. She raises her hand, I go in the bank, stick it up, get the money, come out, right as the light's changing, cross the street. Now there's an alley that goes behind all the buildings up Flower to 7th. So, but there's like one little way to get in there. So I get in there, I'm wearing 2 pairs of clothes, take the overclothes off, walk down the alley, get to the fucking bus bench, right as the bus is pulling up. Doors open, get on, pay the fare, sit down. The bus makes a right on Figueroa, and I'm driving by the bank as the cops are pulling up. Okay, poop butts, joint story. So when I first fell, first couple years I was working in the bakery, big joint. Lead baker was a guy doing like 30 years, machine guns, murders, fucking dangerous motherfucker. Been in McNeil Island, all these places. Notorious booty bandit. Okay, anyway, we work in the bakery, everything's going okay, and this fucking kid drives up about my age, kind of long hair. He's kind of a hippie. You know, we would in C Block, we would at night, before they have lockdown, they have this back stair, because we're in the bakery, we'd make wine, and we'd sit back there and play, you know, songs. I played Muddy Waters. This kid would play like Doobie Brothers. Anyway, he's walking around the yard with this kid all the time, and at night he's saying to me when we're fucking baking, hey, you think he's gonna give me some pussy? What do you think, Shane? You think he's gonna? And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, you dig? Anyway, so I tell the kid, what are you doing hanging out with that guy? The guy's in tourist booty band. The kid's like, no, he's not. I'm like, okay, whatever. About a few days go by, a week goes by, a kid comes up to me, face white as a ghost. Fucking Mac moved on him in the shower, bumping on him with his whatever. Anyway, okay. Kitchen fucking lights on. Mine, I have them, he doesn't. At dinner, the guy eats with his fucking friend in the pots and pans room. They cook in the kosher kitchen. We'll go back behind the line. They'll be serving the line. We'll get these big soup stirs. We'll run in there together and we'll beat the fucking bark off this guy. So he's like, okay. So fucking, we do it. We put the whites on. Cops worried about counting pork chops. Doesn't even fucking notice. We walk by, get the fucking soup stirs, pull the mask on. I run in the room and I hit this motherfucker as hard as I can in his knee, thinking the guy's gonna hit it. The guy doesn't even run in the pots and pans room. So his friend is in there, hits me in the face with a frying pan. I lose my teeth. We go to the hole. We're in the hole. The guy's yelling down at me through the vent, Shane, what the fuck was that about? I won't talk to him for like 2 fucking months. Finally, I say, you're trying to fuck that kid, you prick. And he's like, you dumb motherfucker. He's laughing. He goes, that kid had sugar in his drawers. 9 months later, we're walking across North Yard to go get our fucking clothes. Fucking, he looks across. He points. Okay, poop butts. Things to do when you're in the hole and you're going to use your shitter. Let's say the guy beneath you or above you directly, he needs something like some dope, a knife, cigarettes. He's in DS, he can't smoke, disciplinary segregation. Okay, first you take your pillows and you push all the water out. He goes, hey, Shane, send me that dope. And then you flush your toilet, get the water back in, then you and him both rip 4 lengths of your sheets, little strips, tie them together, break a comb in half, tie the comb onto the end of it. At the same time you guys flush your fucking lines, they get caught inside, and then either he pulls up or you pull up, but whatever, you wrap in plastic. Sometimes you get plastic of your food. If you're at war with some particular group of people, the only food you can eat is your wrap food, because they'll be spitting or blowing their nose on it or whatever. So anyway, you wrap it, he pulls it in, done deal, cut. A little disclaimer here, because the FBI is probably going to see these videos, feds are going to be thinking I'm fucking procuring bank robberies, which I'm not. I'm telling you my experience. I robbed 29 banks when I was a kid. I spent all my 20s in prison, but I liked prison. It was very, very good to me. So dig it. I wouldn't even know how to rob a bank now with cell phones and shit. There was none of that shit when I was robbing banks. Now they probably got cameras for bones. I mean, who fucking knows? So at your own peril. You know, I mean, a bank robber's got as much right to live in America as a fucking taco vendor. So, you know, go get yours, you dig? But I ain't trying to teach you. I'm just sharing my experience. They'll probably bury your ass these days. I think they'll probably give you 20, 25 years. But, hey, maybe you'll dig it. Okay, poop butts. Another bank robbery. This one in a cab. I was downtown, Great Western Savings. Fucking cab. I have them parked real close to the bank. I walk in the fucking bank. I usually carry a day runner. It says, look, gun. It's showing my gun. Do the whole move. She hands me the money. I can feel there's a dye pack in there. You can feel them. But instead of leaving it there, which is what I should have done because they activate through the door, I carried it outside. Fucking, I think I'm going to get in the cab and drop it in the gutter and boogie. But as I'm fucking getting in the cab, I'm going to drop it. Boom! It explodes. And smoke billows everywhere. I slam the cab door and all this tear gas goes into the cab. I mean red smoke like nothing. Saw cab driver's like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I'm like, just go, man, just go. And he fucking does. Got away.
That's your song, huh?
Just cause you're mad about nothing, just cause you like wear jeans, just cause you don't have a job, just cause you don't have a brain. Okay, poop butts. robbing banks up in Frisco. It's near the end of my run. I get a cab. I go in a bank. I stick it up. I leave. As we're going away in the cab, we're going down the street, and I'm looking through the money, and there's this big stack of money, and in the very center of it is this metal thing, which I'd never seen before. I seen dye packs, all that shit. Didn't see that. It was some kind of tracer, so I roll the window down, stick my hand out, drop it. About 2 months later, I'm busted. I'm in the Oakland County Jail, indicted on banks and not knowingly carrying guns during crimes of violence. Everything. I'm looking at my discovery, and there's these fucking people's names. I still got it, but I don't know them right offhand. And in it, there's some address in San Jose. Never fucking been there in my life. And it turns out that they were in the car behind me. They picked up the fucking money, went home. FBI surrounded the house and busted them. All right, poop butts. Here's some of my prison photo albums. Here's me and old man Jimmy. It's old man Jimmy Thomas. This guy's a fucking legend. Here's a picture of him in Folsom in 65. This thing's signed by, 66. This is signed by all the back of them. Sluggo, all these guys. These guys are all legends. These guys started the AB and the Mexican Mafia, all that shit. There's me later in the joint. But my point is about old man Jimmy. I was so proud that that dude took me under his wing. There was a guy that was in Folsom with him at this time named Longshot Lou Segovia. He used to say, like father, like son. And I was so proud of that shit, man. Jimmy had killed 13 people that I knew of. Later on, we were out on the streets together, and before he died, I taped his life story. Fucking unbelievable. Anyway, enjoy the post, poop butts. Cut. Okay, roll. Bob Roberts, acetate, eagle. Okay. All right, poop butts. Here's a picture of me later in the East Coast. That's me and my workout partner, Jimmy. He was the New Jersey Parkway Bandit. In fact, he signed this New Jersey Parkway Bandit. We used to call our workout Mary Lou, for Mary Lou Renton, that Olympic girl, because she had such a fucking nice ass. So we'd go, Mary Lou, let's go do Mary Lou. And it was just working out, doing pull-ups and shit. Anyway, he was crazy. His crime partner told me that he would get so excited before they robbed banks. Sometimes he'd shoot the gun through his shotgun through the floor of the fucking car. So, 30 years. Jimmy was a very, very dangerous guy. Like, if he got it in your head you were doing him wrong, he'd end you. Just ask his crime partner if you see him in the afterlife. Cut. Right, poop butts. Bank robbery story. Dye pack. Tear gas. I'm in San Francisco. I got a car on Geary Street. I'm gonna go rob this bank. I parked the car half a block away or whatever. I'm walking. There's a school across the street. They're all in session. At recess. So I go in the bank. I stick the motherfucker up, and I got this bag. And as I'm walking out, I'm feeling the bag to see if there's dye packs. And there is one, but I already stepped out of the bank, so I'm gonna get it and throw it. And boom! It blows up and falls back in the bag. And that shit'll burn your money. And this big thing of tear gas just fucking gasses the shit out of me. So I get it and I throw it out, and I stumble to the car, get the car, we go to this gas station. First I just stumble out and I start washing my face with the water, and I'd wipe it on my fucking flannel, and then fucking it would fuck me up. And then I noticed there's all these cop cars, zoom, zoom, and I'm like, God damn, there's a lot of cops around here. Well, they were looking for me. They just didn't know I was in the gas station getting it. So, cut. Okay, poop butts. I've been telling a lot of stories about prison and bank robberies and all that, and I just want to fucking say a couple of things, you know. I spent all my young years in prison. I went to juvenile hall, fucking numerous, but you ain't gotta be tough to go to prison. They're looking for people. It's easy to go to prison. Just go slap a cop. They're looking for volunteers. They want motherfuckers in there. See, the smartest people I ever met were in prison, and the stupidest people I ever met were in prison. The hardest thing I did was stay out. That was the hard part. When I hit 30, I wanted to go back. That would have been easy, but my kids needed me. I mean, I'd already fucked their life up some. They didn't have a mom, so I had to, but I'm not trying to glorify all this. It's just my life. It is what it is. Cut. Okay, poop butts. This is a little bit about prison riots. It's a two-parter because I talk a little bit about this show on Netflix, Captive. you'll see the next one. But I was in a couple of prison riots. One on the yard was gnarly, but the one where I got really fucked up, I was actually in the hole, and the cops were beating the shit out of inmates downstairs, and I was watching out the window, and they kept yelling up, Enholm, quit looking out the fucking window! And of course I still did. So they rushed up, and I had an older cellie, so I said, hey, old man, I think they're going to shoot us with tear gas. Back up. And they opened the trap, and I expect them to shoot us, and tear gas spins, and it'll cut your hand. So I expected that to fire in, but instead they shot me in the dick with a taser gun. Knocked my ass out, not advertising, but my shit works fine now. Watch the other video. Okay, poop butts. This is more of a critique than anything else. I don't know as Netflix, and I'm not advertising for them, but they have this new show called Captive. And the first episode is about a prison riot. And I was locked up at the time that prison riot happens. And anytime you're locked up when there's a prison riot, everyone has their ear to the fucking trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Anyway, so there's a couple of things. Watch that thing. One is the guard they killed. They wouldn't have fucking killed that guard if the fucking staff outside hadn't said they were poop butts and they weren't gonna kill anyone. So they had to kill anyone. But the real fucked up part is, after they got the joint back under control, they gave the 5 negotiators the death penalty over that shit. And 30 inmates testified against them. And one of them was the narrator of the show, and when the fucking riot kicked off, he was handing out baseball fucking bats. So check it out. Cut.